One.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Today we want to talk about prayers in the NFL.
Oh no, there's something to talk about. Prayers in the NFL.
Prayers in the NFL. I thought I'd never see it. So it's been going on since Colin Kaepernick. Everyone was taking a knee.
Well, yeah, but that's two different things.
Yeah.
One's a protest, one's a prayer to God.
Right?
Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow prayed.
You brought that up. That's a good
Tim
good
Tebow
example.
prayed, and they chastised the hell out of him for praying in the NFL.
They did.
Then it took a heart attack, and prayers back.
Right?
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, they freaking ridiculed him for praying.
They tore him up for praying on the field, for bringing that in on the field.
Right? And honestly, he might not have been the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he was okay, but what he brought with him was
he made it, so he had to be something.
Well, he was one of the number one college quarterbacks in history.
Yeah, I mean, he made the NFL, so I would call him an athlete, absolutely.
Oh, he was, but he brought like just this kind of like an aura about him.
Well, he brought his faith. He brought his faith with him.
He's still like that to this day.
He got browbeat for it.
Oh, man, they were brutal to that guy.
Then Damar Hamlin hits the turf with a heart attack.
And everybody wants to pray.
And prayer comes back to the NFL, which is a good thing.
I'm all for it.
But you notice it always takes a tragedy to bring people back around.
It does. So
nobody's ever proactive. They're reactive.
They are. And I guarantee you, I would bet almost all the players in the NFL, when they were playing young, high schools, at least in our high schools, they're all praying afterwards, both teams.
Well,
after the game, you'll see.
You screwed up when we took God out of the schools.
Yeah, well, they still do it in the football games, at least in our area. Like at the end of the football game, you'll see all the players get together in a big circle and they'll all pray before they go home.
I know that at the Fort Hill games, they do that quite a bit.
They do it at all of them, pretty much all of them. And I would bet that all those guys in the NFL, regardless, I would say 95% are all Christians and religious.
95?
Probably 90. There might be Muslims, but they're religious.
That's a little high, I think.
You know,
the entire league. I think it's
out of the whole league.
I think it's a little high.
Maybe it is, but I mean, here's the thing: is that when they were in high school, I guarantee you they were pretty much all doing it. They weren't sitting out that.
Well, they did what the team did.
Yep,
basically.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen colleges do it.
No,
which is sad. But because I mean, if you did it in high school, why wouldn't you do it in college? You know, and here's the thing: the players, they can do that on their own, unless the NFL came down on them for it, like they did Tim Tebow.
Well, they did come down on Tebow for it, but one was with the Lord, and the other one was a protest, but that was all right. You know,
right.
You can take your political beliefs to work and protest at work, and everybody was fine with that. But you bring Jesus into it and you pray, and everybody has a freaking meltdown over it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. No. So it's all right if you believe in what everybody else believes in or the status quo. Yeah. But the minute you believe in faith, you bring your faith or something into it, well, that's wrong. And that's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Or we don't want to show that on TV. You know what I mean?
The protest, that's all right.
Yeah, but we can protest.
Or damning the cops, that's another thing. That's fine to do that too. You know, wear piggy socks. You know, what was it? Smell bacon socks, and that what it was?
Yeah.
That's all right, but don't put Jesus on a cross on your sock, or my God.
Don't take a knee and pray.
You know, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but everybody's got the right to their faith.
So do you think it's a hypocrisy?
Yeah, absolutely hypocrisy.
I think the NFL
I think it's sad that it takes a tragedy to bring it back.
Yep. And then here's the thing. Yeah, right. So if that wouldn't happen, we'd still be going about our business. We'd still be
at the same way we've been going all along. You don't do it.
I never, ever thought in a million years I would ever see NFL players praying before the game.
Well, yeah, but the only thing that I ever seen before is like after a touchdown or quarterback throws a touchdown pass, they'll point in the air and look up at God and point in the air like they're thanking God for it.
They do.
But that's the only thing I've seen.
They probably tell them not to do anything.
I haven't seen nothing like the Tim Tebow where they're kneeling and praying.
Yeah, he would do that. You know,
and but you seen him praying. You see him praying now.
All the teams were.
Yeah,
right.
It was a big reach. Well, what is charity went through the roof after that.
They got $8 million for toys for kids.
Yeah,
and
after the tragedy.
Yeah, so you saw the Steelers. They were all on one knee before the game,
right?
And they were all in a circle, just like the Jaguars did. I can't remember who they were playing.
You were right.
And they did it across the league,
praying for him.
And
he made it. He's recovered, thank God.
And
I have nothing against the man.
No,
he's home now, and I hope he makes a full recovery, and I hope he can come back and play.
Yeah, I do too.
I really do.
The whole reason, and we'll get into that in a different show, and why these athletes are dropping
like flies. Yeah, we'll get into that later. But right now, it's prayer, and it's just I'm glad to see it back. Don't get me wrong. It's just a sad state of affairs that it took a tragedy to bring it. Like,
it's usually what happens.
I'm sick of all the bullshit where nobody's proactive anymore. They're reactive to
no,
things.
and then like so let's say the Buffalo Bills, 8 or 10 of them decided to pray on the sideline before all this happened, and they all got together in a little circle.
Oh, they've been fined.
They probably would have been.
They probably got fined.
And they probably wouldn't have shown it on TV because it might have offended somebody, right? So heaven forbid if you show that on television and it offends someone.
See, that's a problem too. Everybody's too goddamn sensitive about everything anymore. Like everybody wants like everybody's out to get them or bruise their ego.
Well, it's one of those things. Like the way I was
taught. Believe what you believe. I don't give a shit. Be who you want to be. Whatever. But I mean, exercise it. Be able to exercise it in the public eye. There's nothing wrong with that.
Correct. So I think that the big problem is that people aren't like. Here's a great thing. If you don't like us, don't watch it.
Yeah, just don't turn it off. Absolutely. You don't like what I say?
Right.
Don't watch.
But I have the right to say what it is I believe and think, just like you do. So if you have that right, then I have that right. But if you don't like what I say, don't watch it.
Yeah.
And if I don't like what you say, I'm not going to watch it.
And I really don't give a shit whether you like it or not. I'm going to say what I say.
I'm
not here to please nobody, and that's the problem nowadays. Everybody's worried about hurting somebody's fucking feelings.
It's the truth.
I'm tired of that.
It's truth.
It's all the woke bullshit. It's
that's all. That's the same.
The poor me bullshit.
It's the whole. That person feels this way because you're saying this.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Oh well.
Don't listen.
Yeah. Don't watch no more.
Get a little thicker.
I invite you to leave.
But right, you are welcome to not. Here's your earplugs.
But I'm glad to see it back. I'm just upset that it took what it took to get it back.
I hope they have a little bit more of it.
I hope it stays, and I think it is here to stay.
I hope that'd be great.
I don't think this is the end of it.
You know what though? I think after the whole taking a knee for whatever reason, it's still
protesting the national anthem.
Yeah,
and the whole cop thing. Look, folks, we need cops. I'm sorry, but we got to have law and order.
Walk down Edmonston Avenue in Baltimore.
We got to have law and order. We got to have. Do we need? Tell
me the story.
I think maybe some training more training needs to be done. You got countries that send people for 3 years to training before they even hit the street.
Yeah, cops get like 2 hours a year. Which is ridiculous.
They need training. I'm not going to deny that.
They need at least 4 hours a month.
But we need them.
Yes.
We got to have
Tell me the story about Baltimore when you went the wrong way.
Went the wrong way?
Didn't you go the wrong way? Get pulled over down there and he was like, all right, here's what you're going to do.
Oh, no, we broke down.
Oh.
No, we broke down. We were going to a ball game and the brakes, our brake line went out in the Blazer and we had to pull off.
Yeah.
And we pulled off before the tunnel, before Monroeville. Well, we pull off, and we're in this neighborhood. We pull up to the gas station. I walk in, and I'm like, hey, bud, I need to borrow a pair of ice grips. Mechanic's gone. I'm like, okay. He's gone for the day. Can I borrow some vice? Is there any place I can buy some vice grips? Nope. Now I'm feeling a little out of place. So then I go outside, and I look around. I'm looking around the neighborhood, and I'm thinking, I don't think we belong here. So up comes this elderly gentleman up the sidewalk. Everybody else is just, they look, but we're not there, basically. We're not acknowledged, I guess I would say. So the guy comes up the street, and he's like, what's going on with you folks? We got a bad brake line. We're leaking fluid. He goes, well, let me crawl under there, and we'll see what we got. We got to get you out of here. I said, get us out of here. Yeah, bud, you're in the wrong neighborhood. You shouldn't be here, and we need to get you out of here at least before dark. And I was like, I never even really give it a thought. I just wasn't raised in that type of way, so I didn't see it until the weight of the room. I started to feel the weight of the business. It was a gas station. It felt like the weight of the world just come down on top of me.
You're in a bad neighborhood.
Oh, uneasy.
In a bad neighborhood.
But I failed to recognize it. But we could get rid of those bad neighborhoods, though.
Yeah.
You know, with proper training and the police. We need the police.
Yeah.
There wasn't a policeman in sight, by the way.
Oh, no.
I didn't see one. So we kind of clamped the line, jumped in the Blazer, hit back on the road, and went to the ball game.
So here's a good story. So my girlfriend was in Baltimore, and she took a wrong turn, and she got pulled over by a cop. And it was her sister, and her mother in the car.
Okay.
And the cop asked her where she was going, say, hey, you knew you were speeding. She's like, oh, look, I'm not from here. I missed the interstate turn or whatever down in Baltimore.
Downtown.
And the cop goes, you need to listen to me. You are going to do a U-turn. You are going to run these next 3 stop signs and the next couple stoplights until you hit the interstate. Do not stop for anything or any reason.
Sound like she was in East Baltimore,
and I'll be behind you.
Wow.
Until you make it to the interstate.
Holy cow. See, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Right. So we do need cops. So I will say that I hope that a lot of the fans of the NFL who went away during the knee period come back because of the...
Well, you just... maybe one will stomp out the other, basically, because one's religious, the other one's a protest. But maybe it'll stomp it out.
Yeah, I'm all for them protesting.
Because I think if everybody just come together as one, we wouldn't have these problems that we had.
Remember what it was like after 9/11?
Oh yeah, we were.
Oh my God!
We all united together. Now, what the hell happened with that?
That was the most unbelievable. I mean, it was a horrible thing that happened. But afterwards, how everybody treated everybody,
the country came together.
It was the most unbelievable thing. And that's what I bring back from 9/11. Like I remember watching it on TV as it happened.
Right.
But I also remember how everybody treated everyone after that. And it didn't matter who you were, what background you had, poor, rich, whatever. Everybody treated everybody like family.
Yeah.
For a long period of time.
Right. Well, therein lies my point. It takes a tragedy.
It does.
To bring people together and bring back something that was good in the first place.
Yep.
And it's a damn shame that it takes it.
Yep.
Takes that to do it, to wake people up. But I'm damn glad to see it back.
Yeah, I am too.
I really am glad to see it back.
I hope it stays because I think it's something we all need more of.
I think because a lot of kids in that they're role models. Those guys are role models, and if they have their faith, they should be able to show their faith.
Oh, I agree with that. I think, I hope it stays around. It really needs to, especially with the way things are going.
At this point in time, at this time that we're living in, we need to.
There's so many horrible things happening right now that. We need that. As a country, we need it.
I agree. Hey, thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the mountain.